The story of a Korean War veteran held captive in a motel room by a man who stole his benefit check stirred outcry and made national headlines. HVNN.com was there and got a behind-the-scenes look at the room at the U.S. Academy Motel in Highlands, where 81-year-old David McClellan had been forced to live like an animal for close to 5 years.
This individual was taking advantage of a mentally incompetent person. And he exercised control over that person with brute force and intimidation.
43-year-old Perry Coniglio, who was initially charged with unlawful imprisonment and grand larceny, pleaded guilty in September to endangering the welfare of a physically incompetent person and was sentenced to 5 years probation and time served in the Orange County Jail. On a lighter note, and one of much smaller significance, HVNN.com reported on a growing national trend, the tiny house movement, one of our top stories of the year that featured Rowan Coons of Ulster County, one of the region's pioneers of the movement.
It's not about just living tiny. And I think that's actually really important for people to reflect on before they go into something like this. And I would suggest, if you are thinking about going tiny, definitely go, see if you could stay in one. I would spend a lot of time sort of just reflecting on what it is you think you need to be happy.
In the spring, HVNN.com introduced a new series, Abandoned Hudson Valley, in which we paired up with photographers Liz Cook and Andy Milford to explore the region's ruins. A trip to Grossinger's Resort in Sullivan County revealed complete desolation at the once grand resort, known in its heyday as one of the world's most famous playgrounds.
When I come up here, it really looks like it needs help. And I wish I had a great idea. I wish I had the one idea that would resurrect this industry, these jobs, this tax base, this liveliness that's gone.
During the summer, HVNN.com caught scenes of a homicide investigation at one of the year's most grisly crime scenes. 27-year-old Sarah Gilbert is accused of fatally stabbing her mother multiple times. Her mother turned out to be 52-year-old Mary Gilbert, whose other daughter, Shannon Gilbert, a prostitute, was allegedly murdered by a serial killer in Long Island 5 years ago. The story, no doubt a tragic ending for a mother haunted by the demons of Shannon's fate. And in the fall, HVNN.com caught up with Mariah Carey's sister, Allison, who had earlier in the year been arrested for prostitution in Saugerties. The pop superstar's sister was living at a Rifton-based sobriety house, and all she wanted for Christmas was a little help and love from her diva sister.
I'm sure a lot of people just don't believe that something like that could happen to Mariah Carey's sister. It's hard to imagine. I'll tell you what, I would never let someone that I had ever loved be in a position where they could be sleeping in the street.